Hello, cats and kittens. Hola, Jose, Yoroshku. Welcome back to the Crisis Corner, the Creative Corner. And we're back doing our 5 creative questions game show, the game show in which we offer no prizes. The only thing you leave with is your self-respect and dignity. And we have, as a guest today, a dear friend of the show of C3 Comics, Mr. Tony Kittrell, CEO and owner of Advent Comics. How you doing, Tony?
I'm good, Jose. Thank you for having me. Hello to all your fans out there. Appreciate it.
I love having guests that I like. And I like you. I especially love your posts on Facebook because they're always positive.
I try, bro. A lot of times that's for me too. Keep my stuff up to speed. You know, a lot of stuff going on these days. We all need a little bit of positivity to make it through, bro.
Hey, and social media is full of negativity, so I really appreciate that.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, as a reminder to our audience, 5 creative questions. The point is here to bring on fellow creatives in the independent community. Basically, see what their creative process is, what their likes, dislikes, and we find this out through 5 creative questions plus 1 bonus round. One bonus question, and we're going to start with our first question.
All right, let's get it.
What is your favorite? What's your favorite thing to create? The protagonist in a story, a protagonist or the antagonist, the hero or the villain? What's your favorite?
I gotta go with the antagonist.
Okay,
because I like to see how dark we can get with certain things. And well, I won't say how dark. I want a villain that's going to motivate the hero to do what's good. And a lot of times the hero is not always the hero. I mean, it's a little black and white, a little gray. But the majority of my villains, I make them true villains, and they're dark.
Okay, and I kind of I'm in the same wheelhouse because I like you take like a Magneto and you can humanize them to an extent, but some of my favorite villains is just Cassidy Kirkdorf for whatever reason, you know.
Right.
You just gotta deal with them, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, Magneto is a great villain, but then you got some villains who, to me, I won't say scary, but the villain who is compelling to me is the one where you don't know his motivations. He's just off the chain doing all kinds of craziness. And, that's like, why is this dude doing that? So that makes you delve into the character a little bit more. And hopefully, we got a few villains that are reaching that kind of core. People are like, man, this dude is just either crazy or he just like destruction.
Right. I mean, look, that's why I'm always on them for trying to figure out the secret origin of the Joker. Just leave him alone.
Right, leave him alone.
Let him do what he does.
What, Batman is 80 years old. Joker been around for almost 80 years. He's worked this long. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I don't need to know why he come up with Joker gas and all that stuff. Let him go.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, good answer. Now, second question.
All right.
What gets you out of a creative funk?
Oh, bro. I kind of was in one a couple of days ago.
You got a lot of content. Advent Comics got a lot of content. So
yeah, we do. And I couldn't get motivated. It was a story actually. My artist is just rolling on it, and I just couldn't finish the story. I still only have 4 pages to write now, but I had like 12 pages to write, and I could not get motivated. I mean, it was all plotted out. I knew what I wanted to do, but I just couldn't get motivated to make it end where I wanted it to end, if that makes sense. So I just stepped away from it for a few days. Came back to it, and I was able to write those 8 pages. Like I said, I still got 4 more to go, but sometimes I just got to step back. I just got to step back, play my mind, and get it out the way for a little bit.
So, and
maybe going to a different project, because that's what I ended up doing. Okay. I started writing something else, and then I came back to it.
Okay, I should do that sometime myself. One thing I didn't know, or like I say, I didn't know exactly, but are you writer, artist, or just writer, or what?
Oh no, man! I wish I had artistic talent.
Okay.
I can draw enough to do the rudimentary character designs for the characters, so the artist knows kind of where I'm going. I can do anatomy that little, but I can't draw. I wish I had that talent. God didn't give me that talent. But yeah, I do the writing and the plotting for pretty much every title Advent has. Now I have, because things have gotten a little crazy, and I've got to the point where I need to bring in some other writers. I've brought in 4 other writers currently. So I kind of tell them, what I had in mind and let them write the stories out. But yeah, it's I can't do art too. If I could, I would, but I can't.
No, we in the same boat,
Yeah.
I tell people I couldn't draw water from a well with.
I'm telling you, bro.
That ain't my bag.
I've always loved the art of drawing and superheroes, but I don't possess that talent. I mean, I try to cultivate it a little bit by drawing here and there, but nah, that's not me.
Gotcha. Okay, so you step away from the project and get back at it later.
Yep.
All right, 3. Let me see. How does music influence your creative process, if it does at all?
Oh, it does. I'm a big. My wife actually hated it because she said wherever I go, I'm a walking concert. Whether it's my phone or if I'm in here writing, depending on what I write, I got the music going. And a lot of times, for instance, I have a book that's called Southside. It's based here in DC. Character. He's basically searching for the murderer of his friend, and it's all about revenge. It's like a mature crime noir revenge thriller. That's what I like to call it. So a lot of go-go's playing when I'm writing that story and doing that. Switch topics. A lot of hip hop is going on when I write Titan and some other books. So it depends, but music's always a big part of the creative process for me. I love music.
So you got musical themes for different books?
Yeah, actually I do. I have different playlists that get me hyped or get me into the mindset to write certain books. Yeah, I do.
So when you're dialoguing, does the music mess with you any?
Oh, sometimes.
Yeah, cut it off or something. Yeah.
Yep, sometimes.
Okay, I find that sometimes, if I'm plotting, that's no problem. But when I get time to when I start having to put words in somebody's mouth,
because it ends up creeping into your subconscious the pages.
So I might shut it off for a second, and then when I go back to editing, I can put it back on.
Indeed, and you can catch that when I go back and do final edits before I turn the script over to the artist. I'll catch if I let something slip in there. I'll catch it.
Okay, all right, good answer. 4, advice that you would give a new creator, somebody that's just getting into the creative process.
I would say it would be 3 things. To remain patient, because indie comics is not I'm a jump in a day and get rich tomorrow kind of field. You have to be patient in order to see your dream through. I've been doing this for almost 13 years now, and even remotely starting to hit a point where I feel we're starting to see traction and do things the way I want us to be doing it. So you got to remain patient, because it's not a quick get rich quick field. It's not a get noticed quick kind of industry. I mean, sometimes lightning the bottle strikes and you do get that quick hit, but be prepared to put in work and pay your dues on that. Second thing, I would say, remain yourself, because I see a lot of people who come into the industry and fall into some traps, I'll say. Don't lose sight of who you are and the person that you are, because you can get switched up in this business by trying to fit in with this crowd or to do these things that other people want you to do. Be yourself, remain genuine. If you're a good person, it'll show, and you'll reap the benefits of remaining true to yourself. Definitely do that. And 3, have fun. Have fun. I'm living my life's dream doing this. when I was a kid, I used to love reading comic books, and I never thought I'd be creating comic books, and never thought that the people whose work I would love to read in those comic books would be creating comic books with me. So I'm enjoying myself. So those are the three things I would say: be patient, be yourself, and have fun.
Okay, now you made me want to slip in a side question in here. So this don't really count as a question. But
Hey, let's go, bro.
What comics did you come up reading?
I read Spider-Man.
Okay.
I read, well, a lot of times it goes back to the story of how I got into comics. My cousin, when I was little, my cousin and my older brother, they used to shut me out. You know, they didn't want the little baby brother hanging with them. So when they would go out and play baseball and basketball, I would sneak in and read the comic books that they had collected.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of Spider-Man, a lot of Marvel. It was pretty much Marvel stuff. Spider-Man, early X-Men, not the well, Claremont X-Men came a couple of years later, but I'm talking about Neil Adams X-Men, Roy Thomas stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was reading back then. Those were my two favorite books. I didn't notice DC books until I had already started collecting. My cousin gave me his comic book collection, so I had like 300 comic books that I adore, and I still have all 300 of them now. I got into DC comics because at school, recess time back in the day, when you had rainy days and you could go outside, teacher would do things in the classroom. She had a stack of comic books in there, so that's where I found Superman. Let's see. A lot of DC implosion types. Right before the implosion happened is when I got into DC Comics. So I was reading Superman. I read a comic called Secret Society of Supervillains. That's one of my favorites to this day. Black Lightning was in the mix. Challenge of the Unknown. A little bit Batman. I'm not a big Batman fan, but those are different comic books we read from DC. And Legion of Superheroes. And the very first comic book I bought was Justice League comic book. It was issue 147. It was a crossover with the JSA, the Justice League, and the Legion of Superheroes. So I got into DC Comics after that. I was good.
Okay, you go back a way.
Yeah, man. I'm in my upper years, and I've been reading comics for almost 50 years, man.
I started about somewhere between 14 and 16. The first books I got was when Ron Friends and and what you call it? I think it was Roger Stern was on Spider-Man. I think when the Hobgoblin stuff was still hot. That stuff was still hot. John Burns was on the Fantastic Four, and I got his stuff. I ain't like you. I got into DC second. By the time I got Dark Knight, got me into DC. Yeah, and
Ron Friends is definitely one of my favorite Marvel artists.
Dude,
and I'm about to give you some exclusive stuff. I got Ron to do a couple of covers for Titan Ultraman. I'm not showing him yet, but I got him in today, and I sent them off to the inkers today. But so
what?
Yeah, bro, I've been working on that for years. Back when I was trying to get Rich Buckler, and I got Rich to sign on, but it never clicked with me and Ron. And finally, I got him to do something for me. So yeah, it's
outstanding.
It's coming.
So that's upcoming. That's coming.
Yeah, it's the two covers for Titan. Well, it's not going to be for number 5. It's going to be issue 6, and probably the other one is going to be around issue 9 or 10.
Okay.
But you'll see his first cover, definitely Titan Ultraman issue 6.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Fifth question.
I'll probably give you a little advanced preview. You'll see it before then, but the fans ain't gonna be able to see it till then.
Okay.
I'll give you a preview.
Well, I won't let no secrets out.
All right, cool.
Fifth question.
Okay.
Creative work or moment that you are most proud of?
Oh man. Gotta be that first book. The Pandemonium Evil Incarnate graphic novel. Like I said, it wasn't the best. By no means was the best, but proudest, yes, for a couple reasons. Oh man, one that I had put out a comic book. That was probably the biggest thing to see that book in print format and to hold it in my hands after all that time and energy and money. It just felt good to see it manifest. The second part about that was for someone who who wasn't really into this business and to come through and I had a lot of people behind the scenes who were helping me do things and even helping me structure things. Before I even did it, I had Christopher Priest, who I was emailing, and he was giving me advice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Joe Illich and Chris Cross came. Yeah, they gave me advice, and I was trying to like hire them on, but I just didn't have the pockets back then to do nothing like that. So that didn't come to fruition. Bart Sears, Andy Smith, they jumped on. They did the very first cover for me.
I remember that. Yeah. I seen
So
they work on it.
Yeah, I was like, bro, how blessed can you get? And like I said, it wasn't the best, but it will always be the most satisfying because that was the first.
Okay. Wow, you work with some pretty impressive people. Yeah. Or at least communicate and work with,
Yeah. I've been blessed. I can't deny it, bro. I've been blessed. And the creators who we have at Avid, they're not, not all industry people. The people that we came up with through the community and people who, couple people I grew up with, who I was in comic books with, like Steven Sash Scott. He's the artist on the Fist of Dragon series. He and I and his brother Russell, we grew up reading comic books together. We swapping comic books when we was 12 and 13 years old. And so, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to have good friends and good people I've met along the way be here to help me with this dream I have and to go on this journey with me, man.
Yeah, and now like I say, I'm in your corner.
Yeah, the guys at C3, man, you guys are awesome, and I will always reciprocate that and always have your back because y'all have been there from day one, brother, and I appreciate y'all so much. I just want y'all to know it. A lot of people wait till somebody's dead and gone before they give them their flowers. I'm giving you and Alan and the fellas y'all flowers now. I appreciate y'all and love you guys, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Now we got to your bonus question. I got an idea what your answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Okay.
As a creator, which do you rely on most? Inspiration or craftsmanship?
It's going to be inspiration because I haven't learned everything I need to learn as far as craftsmanship. Always learning. That's my saying, whether it's in my personal life, my work life as a firefighter, paramedic, or as CEO or writer at Avid, every day you should be learning something new because the day that you don't learn anything new is the day they put you in the ground. So I'm always learning something new, and I never will be the one to say I have all answers because I don't. But I will always try to better myself each and every day. So I'm always learning how to do different things.
That's interesting. I thought you were going to go because you always preach and hustle.
I do hustle.
Go with craftsmanship.
The hustle is the hustle because when I'm not, even when I'm on downtime, I'm hustling for Avid. But to me, the process of learning is more. Like just this morning, I put out a quote where it says, "Hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle."
Yes.
To me, hustling is good, but I want to make sure that I get that talent right so that, it all goes back to when I was a young firefighter. I would be kicking down doors left and right. And a senior firefighter told me, that's all well and good while you young and you strong, but you need technique to fall back on when you get older. Because those same muscles ain't going to work for you every single time. I was like, man, you crazy. Man, I kick down the door in my sleep. Things change over the years. But you got to have that technique and that foundation and know what you're doing in order to get it done each and every time. So to get the technique down, you got to learn. And I'm always open to learning new things. So I want to get to the point where I know what I'm doing. I want to be solid what I'm doing. And I want it to be right. So, like I said, the hustle's there. The hustle's never going to fade.
Okay.
I want the talent to go with it.
Okay. Now here's the part that I didn't tell you about though. Is there anything that you want to plug? Anything coming up? Anything? This is your time to plug anything you got going on.
Yes, I do. I have comic book stuff wise. I have the release of the widespread release of Southside 2, which is a book set here in the DMV area. That is an action mature readers book, definitely mature readers book. No one under 16, please pick up this book. Then I also have Regulators, which is like a team JLA Avengers type book, starring some of the major heroes from our universe, Advent universe. That's coming. Titan 3 is coming. But I also have I'm working on series 2 of the Advent Universe trading card series. So I'm gonna do a Kickstarter for that during the summer. Series 3 is actually done too. Good buddy of yours, shout out to Stan Webb. He helped me put that together. Yeah, Stan's a good guy. So we up to series 3 already, and we may do a series 4. But I'm gonna release series 2 in Kickstarter, and I may do a stretch goal, a bonus goal, and we throw in series 3 as well. So that's coming. And then probably around July 4th, we're going to do something a little different. We got a sort of a patriotic throwback, but then again, it's not. I never do anything the conventional way. We got a book called Old Glory coming out. So that's it. It's a superhero book, but then again, it's not a superhero book, but you'll learn about that. So I'm trying to release that for July 4th. Then we also have Black Star Line number 5 that's going to come out this year. It's going to be a special book. So normally I release Black Star Line in February, but this one is going to be in the fall because it's going to tie into like 2 other books. So coming in the fall. What else we got coming up this year? I got like 2 other projects that they're being worked on now, and they probably will be done, but I'm not going to broadcast them yet. I always try to keep a couple things in the vest, so to speak.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a link to your website, and your Facebook page in the description. So if people want to monitor your progress.
They can find me as Tony Kittrell on Facebook. You can find Advent Comics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all 3 as Advent Comics. If you want to read some of our books, you can get our books on our website. Everything's on our website, including our creator-owned stuff. That's on there as well. You can get it through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Comicsology Unlimited. You can get it through Drive-Thru Comics, Indie Comics, on Indie Planet. You can find us on Kindle. And of course, you can ask your local comic shops for us, and they can get you our books as well.
Gotcha. All right, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I was hoping I wouldn't have too much of a hot time in the hot seat, but I had a blast. Thank you, brother. Thank you for inviting me.
Anytime, and I might have you back on. I mean, like I said, just to discuss topics in the industry and stuff like that.
Say the word, and I'm here.
I got you. All right, so everybody out there, look in the description. You see links to Tony's website, or his Facebook, his Instagram. Hit him up. Advent Comics. It seems like they're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be hard to get the books.
We try. My goal is to put our comics in the hands of everybody who reads comics. So if you haven't got one in your hands, I'm coming for you.
Okay, we're looking forward to it. So that's it here for the Creative Corner. I have on another guest next week, and until then, stay loose.
Thank you, everybody.